even though we think we can have a plan about what we're going to talk about or what we're going to do, really the most magical way to live one's life is to let go of ideas of how anything is going to play out. It's not bad to have a plan, and it's kind of like writing an outline for a paper or an essay, and so you get to really touch on the things you want to do in the day or in a meeting or at work. But so that kind of orients the mind to, this is what we're getting done. And so the mind can operate in that fashion. It does operate in that fashion in a linear kind of way. And that's a great way to use the mind. But to use the mind to navigate the moment is a very uncreative way to live one's life. Because the moment, the intelligence of what arises in the moment doesn't come from mind. That just snuffs out true wisdom, spontaneity, and intelligence. That's really available. And the more that we let go of the need to rely on mind to help us navigate our day, the more that true intelligence can step in. And this is what we're all longing for, actually, is to be able to relax our hold on this moment and learn how to trust in instinctual knowing, in the wisdom of the body, the wisdom of mind when it's relaxed, and the wisdom of the universe that is accessible when we're open to receiving. So then our knowing isn't confined to our own personal knowing, but extends out to all knowing as needed. So what needs to be known pops up into awareness. What needs to be said just shows up. How to hold something reveals itself. How to be with someone. And it's my first time talking this morning, so the space that when we allow for silence to take more residency up in our system, out of trust that what needs to be known in the moment will arise and reveal itself, so we can start leaning into the quiet without fear. And this is what we can practice. This is something we can daily practice. Leaning into the quiet, into the space, spaciousness, leaning into presence, whatever word you want to use. The magical realm of the unknowing. And from there, what needs to be known just pops up to the surface. And the less we have a filter inside of wanting to then examine that before we let it out, the more that it can just flow out of us. It flows in and it flows out. It flows in and it flows out. We're not like being the gatekeepers. Which just strangles spontaneity. And true intelligence. So I know that each one of you has had the experience, probably daily, of not strangling true intelligence and letting it flow, of letting go of the guard at the door. You know, people call it being in the flow. You know, there's some great words. In the now. Yeah. And it sounds, you know, cliche almost. You know, some people have made a lot of money talking about it. But when it's really, truly discovered for oneself, right? You see there is actually truth in those words. Way deeper than a cliche or a hopeful reference frame. That there's actually real truth to it. And that, you know, someone like Eckhart Tolle, for instance, who did that book on the power of now, I almost feel like picking that back up someday when I have time, looking through it. Because my feeling is that he was when he wrote that book, he was really accessing the state of now moment, and that the book came from that, and that's why it has such a powerful transmission. Because that now moment is still now. And here. I'll turn off my phone. I accidentally left it on. Yeah, so and we don't have to go looking for it, you know, the now moment. We just stop resisting. Just stop resisting. Looking for something different. Wanting to be anywhere else. Feel anything else. Be thinking anything else. Experiencing anything else. And then you're in the now moment. Now moment contains exactly what's arising right now. And if we let it be fully, it flows out into another now moment. It sounds really, really elementary and ridiculous, but it's super freeing to live in this way. And what the now moment reveals is things as they are. The isness. The isness of suchness. That would be a funny title of a book. The isness of suchness. You know, that's another type of cliche, right? You know, cliches become cliches, and when we don't have feel the living reality of it. And, you know, just some things we just don't feel the living reality of it because we're not meant to, and it's maybe a stupid living reality anyway, or one that doesn't work for you. But in this case, now, isness, suchness, being with what is, those are actually living realities that are incredibly liberating. mind is stilled by not meaning no thoughts. Very different. Very different to be abiding in silence and to insist on having no thoughts. It's a totally different experience. Where the thoughts come and go within silence, the silence that you are. Feelings come and go within the silence that you are. The moment as it is, coming and going. The truth is that which remains, always remains. So everything comes and goes, and what remains, it has a quality of deep and penetrating silence. And that's where freedom lies. Freedom lies within all experience. And that's the silence. Before you were was silence, and after you're gone is silence, and in between, silence. That which is free of experience, that which is free of the experiencer. Emptiness rises and falls within silence. No, emptiness is an experience. Unity consciousness is an experience. Beautiful, beautiful experience. But it all rises and falls within abiding silence. So no matter what we say today, no matter what's going on, it's all rising and falling in this deep state. Stateless state. I would almost call it like a vacuum, but it's so full. And it is in every piece of beautiful art. It's in nature. It is in us as we are, as nature. It's in plastic. It's in the horrors of life and the beauty. It's what always is, what remains once all those things pass. And we, in our impermanent body, this time capsule that we live in, moves through, lives its life out with this deeper truth, penetrating every single now moment. And somehow, life, the mind, the body, the wisdom of the body, the wisdom of mind, the wisdom of life, has the capacity to know this for itself while time is still flowing. The body is getting older, thoughts are coming and going. There's this knowing of this. That's the great mystery. It's beautiful and it's freeing. And yet still, your life will be what it is. The karmas, the vasanas, the inheritance, genetic inheritance, the conditioned states of your consciousness and the collective consciousness will be as they are. Things will go as they go. It's something so incredibly different will be in operation. And that's why people talk about this stuff. That's why throughout the ages, in different cultures, different means, different ways, people get close to the earth, people get close to the stars. Meditation, connectivity to nature, whatever means, and through whatever means to access. It's still point, that never moving. Still point. Right? So each of us will have our own journey with that, or having our own journey with that. So no matter what we're talking about here, what we're working on even, you know that I'm interested. It's deep caring of the process itself, but to not forget, where is this all leading? You can interpret it the way you want, use the words you want. One of the difficulties, one of the reasons why there's difficulty within it is because it's a great undoing. Because all the things we've placed over that silence is what needs to be seen through.